Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to today's unseen video. This is where we round up all the big talking points from social media and not much news in regards to Chris Jericho. We know that there have been a lot of signs that he could potentially be on his way back to WWE. But Dave Meltzer just letting us know that he has spoke to people in WWE and there are people in WWE that believe that Chris Jericho is coming back to the company. So little bit of an update there, just giving you a little bit of a glimpse as to what's being said kind of behind the scenes at WWE. Some thinking that it's looking pretty good that Chris could be on his way back. And this would be great because obviously Chris is a big name, is a legend, and we might have just lost Seth for like 6 to 12 months. There are reports, people thinking that Seth could be done and out of WrestleMania. And so, you know, this kind of star power, someone that's got this kind of name recognition could be a real boost for WWE at this time. So, yeah, just something to be aware of. Okay, Juan, thank you. I was not expecting this. If you joined us for our Evolve streams, and certainly this week with Evolve Succession, then obviously you'll be aware of Bryce Donovan. He was used on Evolve a lot, part of Vanity Project until he did break away the other week. But he's tweeted out finale. I will no longer be with WWE ID or Evolve. Thanks for the good time, everyone. Didn't expect that. I mean, I know that we've been getting WWE ID talent leaving. Zayda Steele, it kind of feels like she chose to go, but then there's a lot of people that have been released. I don't know if he's chosen to go or if he's been released, but we do know there's a new crop of WWE ID talent coming in. So there's been a lot of churn. There's been a lot of change. And so it seems like that's it for Bryce. He's done. Whether he decided it or WWE decided it, I actually don't know. But either way, it means he's not going to be around anymore. So there we go. You know, I think that there was potential there. I think that he was just sort of in the background for a lot of his time in the Vanity Project. Really, it's been in recent weeks he kind of stepped out from the shadows and now he's done. So there we go. Wish him all the very best in the future. Okay, Canon, thank you. So there is reportedly high praise for Kairi Sane backstage in WWE for her recent work with Asuka and certainly her match with Rhea Ripley on Raw. That coming from TC of WrestleVotes, which is good. I'm really pleased to see Kairi getting this praise. I mean, she's a great talent. If you just give her something to get her teeth into, if you give her some creative, if you give her a storyline, then she can deliver. And actually, for me, this is one of the best things WWE is doing right now. So pleased to hear she's getting praised for it. Ryder, thank you. Yeah, I mean, this just, I don't quite understand it, but it's happened. The ratings have come in for NXT and they're really good. I gotta say, they're really good. So this was a taped episode of NXT this week, right? Which I thought people would just find out, spoilers, not bother watching. But NXT on Tuesday did its best audience since these new ratings came in. They did 690,000. That's up 10% on the week before. And apparently year on year, it was up 8%. So it was up on what it had done last year as well. So I just don't get it. Don't understand. The new rating system seems to be hurting the ratings. So I expected a taped show with the new rating system to really kind of kick NXT and then for it to be a bad number. And then it comes out at like 690,000, which I would say is really good. I'd say that's really good. Certainly for a tape show and certainly with the new rating system. So, I mean, I think that's really good just normally. So I don't get it. As I said here, for a tape show, that's really good. I said to Ryder in response, this honestly makes no sense to me. Apparently, hour 1 did 724, hour 2, 656, and so the average came out at 690. So there we go. Just be aware that NXT did really well this week. Okay, Robbie, thank you. So this is coming from WRKD Wrestling. So apparently there's some call-ups from NXT to Smackdown that are reportedly expected to take place sooner rather than later. This is to fill some of the gaps left by recent injuries, freshen up the product. Now, what I would say is I could believe this to be true because there's quite a few people that are out with injuries, not just on SmackDown, but over on Raw as well. You know, like Piper Niven, for example. I don't think we've got a replacement for her. Zoe Stark has been out for a while. I don't know that we replaced her. And you can kind of go down a bit of a list of like injured superstars. We haven't done a draft. So, I mean, we've not been able to plug any gaps with a draft. So I could absolutely believe this to be true. The only thing is I have seen some other news outlets saying, take this with a pinch of salt. They've asked around and they have not heard this news. So they're like, not sure. So I would say this is worth being aware of, but I wouldn't get too excited about it at this stage. It's just something we need to keep an eye on. Yeah. Okay, something else we need to keep an eye on is SmackDown. So here is Nick Aldis. He's going to give us this week's preview.
Good evening, everyone. It's your SmackDown GM, Nick Aldis. We are previewing tomorrow night's SmackDown, coming to you live from beautiful San Jose, California. And it's unfamiliar territory for one Mr. Cody Rhodes, because Cody, as great as he is not used to taking an L. And he took an L last weekend in Perth, Australia, against the great Seth Rollins in what was an epic match, an unbelievable match. But nonetheless, Cody came out on the wrong end of that, and he will be addressing that match. And I'm sure he'll have something to say about the ensuing aftermath that we saw this Monday night on Raw. Also, the Women's Tag Team Championships are on the line. Zarya and Sol Ruka have been knocking on the door, and Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss are answering. That will take place tomorrow night. And finally, Northern Cali's own Jacob Fatu one-on-one with the Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre. These two have been at each other's throats. If you saw SmackDown last week, you saw me trying my best to keep the peace between those two. It's clear that they want at each other, and I said, let's do it. It's happening tomorrow night live, 8, 7 Central on USA and around the globe on Netflix for SmackDown.
There we go. So that's the preview. Now, this is really interesting because big news today. So, Kapata, thank you. This coming from Body Slam Net. Jacob Fatu is reportedly said to be dealing with a non-wrestling related injury. So he's managed to get injured, not through wrestling, right? Don't know what it is. Not seen any details. It's expected to keep him out of action for an extended period of time, possibly being well into 2026. So he could be done for the rest of this year. And if well into 2026 means past the Rumble, I mean, does that even mean past WrestleMania? I certainly hope not. I mean, I would say that does not give me confidence for the Royal Rumble. So, you know, well into 2026. It also makes me wonder about Mania. So this is big news today that's done the rounds. But as you've just heard, apparently we are still getting Drew against Jacob. It makes me wonder if Jacob is going to be on the show and attacked backstage and written off. Like we're actually not going to get the match. It makes me wonder if they're going to do something like that, like he's backstage getting ready for his match later in the show and then gets jumped by Drew and we never actually get the match. Because it was in that preview. And look at this. Here's Drew. Drew said it's happening. I think Drew has seen these rumors and he has put this little message out and he's saying it's happening. So let's check out and see what Drew has got to say. We'll cut it off about halfway through, but he is talking about Jacob.
I'm back in my home, away from home recently. I've been here more than my actual home, the airport. Looking through my head right now, but I guess it's always the same result. No matter what happens to me, I don't give up. Call it stubbornness, call it determination. I don't care. The one thing you won't call me is justified. Now, the latest brick wall put in front of me is Jacob Fatu, one of the baddest guys in the roster. And this match is going to happen tomorrow. And I have to win. Didn't have to happen, though. Jacob, you stepped up in my business a few weeks ago when it had nothing to do with you. Then you dropped me with one damn cast. That wasn't bad enough. The following week, you ran your mouth. You're no different than everyone else. In a lot of ways. I mean, you're a hypocrite. You literally said, Drew, you run your mouth too much. Well, run in your mouth. But I'll give you your due. I see a lot of me in you. I mean, I flew all the way across the world to drop you because you punked me out. I guarantee if it was the other way around, you would do exactly the same. And I hate your family. And I've been in the ring with all of them. You're as bad as you say you are. You're better than every one of them. At least I think that's what you're saying. I mean, you're mostly talking sound bites and catchphrases I can barely follow. But this match, this is a guaranteed war. This is a match nobody should miss. It's a match I have to win.
I mean, he says it is happening, didn't it? I was going to cut that halfway, but I actually found it quite captivating. So he's quite clear it is happening. So there we go. We've got not only Drew putting a message out today, but we've also got Nick Aldis putting a message out. So, I mean, I'm expecting it, but don't be shocked if there are shenanigans. Right. TMZ has confirmed that Vince won his case for reckless driving. The court has granted him access to a special program. So as long as he stays out of trouble, donates $1,000 to charity, drives legally, the case will be dismissed in October of next year. So there we go. A bit of an update in regards to that. So Mr. T1000, thank you. Cal L, shout out to you. Yeah, this is big news today. This is arguably the biggest news today. I mean, we could read all of this, but the bottom line is Andrade was under the impression that he didn't have any non-competes. So he left WWE, went to AEW, and basically said, you know, I'm here. I got fired. They're not paying me. I can work. And so Tony's brought him back and, you know, they've started promoting him and all that kind of stuff, right? Turns out WWE saw this, sent a cease and desist letter to AEW saying you can't use him because it turns out there is a clause in the contract that says that if you are fired by WWE, you can't work for another wrestling company for 12 months. You can't work anywhere else for 12 months. And that's part of the contract that Andrade signed. But Andrade, I don't believe, knew that clause was in there. Certainly AEW didn't know that clause was in there. And word on the street is that a lot of people in WWE are also surprised to find out that clause is in there. So, yeah. Andrade might be out of competition for a whole year for breaching the 90-day non-compete clause in his previous contract with WWE. Actually, I'm not sure that this last bit here is quite accurate. This year thing is its own separate clause. So, yeah, bottom line is he might not be able to compete for the next 12 months. I have just read, though, on Fightful Select, they're saying that if Andrade fights it, he will almost certainly win the legal case. Like, that clause probably won't stand up in court, but that's obviously going to take time, and that's going to be a process, and so he's definitely going to be missing time. But they don't think that that's going to stand in court. That's what Fightful Select have said. Well, that's what they're saying at the moment. So, yeah, there we go. I mean, I'd say this was one of the biggest stories of the day. It's more AEW, to be honest, but obviously it does involve WWE. But, yeah, that's the situation with all of that. So, Ryder, thank you. Larry, thank you. So Omos has said my services are available. Omos has offered his services to Becky Lynch after the Bronze attacked Seth on Raw. So Omos just letting Becky and Seth know that if they need him, he's around. Okay, Chelsea Green said that she wants to make sure that Piper Niven is doing well mentally through her injury and will not be replacing her in the Secret Service. So I think Chelsea is trying to bring in a new Slagent, but it's not a replacement for Piper. We've all watched each other go through injuries. The girls took care of me when I broke my collarbone in India almost 10 years ago. They were washing my hair, packing my bags. They took me to the airport, got me on a plane. And now it's my turn to make sure that Piper is okay. More so mentally. There's not much I can do physically. But I want to make sure that she takes that step back, realizes that there is time to rest, recover, brainstorm new ideas, start a new hobby and not get in her head. Piper is so valuable, we're just not going to replace her, but the show goes on, of course. That's Hollywood. I'd love to start a storyline on social media, plant the seed, because then the writers can gauge reactions. Maybe we can bring it into creative meetings. So I feel like what she's saying here with this Women's World interview is, of course, we need to move on. We need to bring in a new Slagent. But I don't want to be saying that it's a replacement for Piper and make it seem like we're just leaving her behind. Because mentally what Piper's going through, because there have been rumors that this could be a career-ending injury. We still don't know the details of it, but it's meant to be pretty serious, this injury. And so I think like Chelsea's trying to protect her mentally. So yeah, if we get any Piper Niven updates, or if you've heard anything, then obviously feel free to let us know. Because off the top of my head, I really don't believe I've seen as to what it is she's actually dealing with, but I have heard that it is pretty serious. Not life-threatening, but career-threatening. Okay, Omos has unveiled his new fragrance called Iber, made in collaboration with Zaharoff. This is just a piece of me that I'm sharing with you all. It's for those that are on a journey called life and are bold enough to take a leap of faith to achieve their dreams. He really is a big fan of colognes. I've seen him doing reviews of colognes. I could actually believe that this is pretty good. You might think that it's really random and it's not going to be very well thought out, but I actually think this is something he really does care about and is actually something he's really passionate about, aftershaves, colognes. So I could imagine that this is something that he's actually put a lot of time, a lot of effort into. So I actually don't think this is going to be terrible. You might think it might be terrible. I actually think it might be okay. I would be willing to give that a go myself. So, I mean, not that I go anywhere or that anyone's going to smell it, which is probably why I'm willing to take the risk. But there we go. That was quite a project for Omos to drop on us all. Okay, R-Truth was just talking about the fact that he's gone back to being R-Truth rather than Ron Killings. He said it went where it was supposed to. Ron Killings created R-Truth. Those hundreds of millions of fans who spoke up and roared, they wanted R-Truth back. Ron Killings was the rebellious one who spoke up for R-Truth. Ron Killings has been around for years, but people had never come together in lockstep like that, but they did it for R-Truth. You feel me? I wanted Ron Killings to go where he was supposed to go. He made a statement. He had eyes on him. When John Cena came back, R-Truth came back. Ron Killings was the cavalry. I think Ron was a selfish type deal. More of a selfish move. I had more than 100 million views that wanted R-Truth. If numbers are real, that's the power of numbers. I think what he's saying is that he wanted to be Ron Killings. I've seen an interview with him where he has basically said that he wishes he'd done a bit more serious work in his career before moving over to being R-Truth. So I think when he got this kind of second chance, I think he probably looked at it and went, right, if I'm getting a second chance, I want to be the person that I wanted to be, and I want to be Ron Killings. So I think that's why he was kind of really trying to go that way. But I think someone at WWE probably had a word in his ear and said, listen, they love you because you're the comedy guy. You're the humor, yeah? You're the person that they just have that connection with. They don't feel that connection with Ron Killings, but they do feel it with R-Truth. And so personally, I think that's kind of what happened. So I think WWE brought him back because of the fans and the talent. I think he wanted to try a little bit of Ron Killings stuff. I think it did okay, but I don't know that WWE see a big future with that. It's the fans that want R-Truth. And so I think that's why we've gone back to that. Okay, the final thing in the other folder. So, Seth Rollins reportedly could be out of action through WrestleMania 42. So, this is Dave Meltzer saying it looks like he's going to need surgery on the shoulder. And that's pretty much it. The story that I got was that it was going to have surgery as soon as possible. That was from a few days ago. And everything else I haven't heard as far as what we're going to do with the title. But if he has surgery, he's going to be out for a long time. Probably past Mania, says Dave. Oh, what a horrific injury to suffer, eh? Looks like he's going to be out past Mania. So, obviously, we need that update. We need to get the latest news. But, yeah, and that's kind of the latest that I've seen. Okay, this is pretty wild. I'm going to take the sound off. Let's click on this and click it again. I think if I click it again and go full screen, it should. There we go. So apparently this is the kind of stuff that AI is doing right now, right? So here we've got like AI Roman, AI Heyman. And what some people are doing is they are using these to create stories. So here you can see Heyman stealing the championship, running away with it, handing it to Brock. Brock gives Heyman money in response, Roman wakes up. AI struggles a bit there with Roman. That looks much better. He's livid because his belt has gone. So he gets on the phone to John Cena and Jey Uso that start running on the spot. They then go over to Heyman, start screaming at Heyman. Heyman tells them where the belt is. Roman goes to get it back. There he is with Brock. They fight over the belt. Roman gets it, leaves, big smile on his face, and he travels back home. And there he is. So that's kind of a different way for AI to be used. And apparently this kind of thing is starting to grow. So it's not only that we're seeing videos that look really realistic. People are using AI as well to take characters from WWE and tell their own stories with them outside of the ring, which I never really thought about. I mean, honestly, I don't really think about it. I just get sent the videos and then just see kind of what people are creating. So, and I get sent so much AI stuff. I feel like the internet over the past, I don't know, 2-3 months has just got really flooded. I think that Sora has made a big difference. I'm not sure when that kind of went live, but that feels like it's made a real difference. I'm not sure how they've made this one. Obviously, there's lots of different ways of doing it, but yeah, I'm sure you're seeing lots of stuff yourselves, lots of different AI bits out there. So yeah, I thought that was an interesting one. So Johnny, thank you. And Kanon tagged me in lots of bits to do with Japan. Kanon, very excited at the moment because they are based in Japan and WWE are in Japan. I think they're actually there now. I think that certain superstars have left Australia to do Smackdown and other superstars have moved on to Japan for the super shows. So just some interesting merch. That's a Cody Rhodes Tokyo shirt. And then you've got this one that says Super Show Japan. And it's got like an interesting graphic on. That's like the shirt to kind of really honor and remember the Super Show by if you was in attendance, yeah? So just some interesting merch there that I thought you might like to see. Okay, Miss Clown, thank you. So, oof, look at this. I think we might have shown this before. I think this tends to pop up whenever we get round to Halloween. So this is the Sable mask that was released in the late 90s. I mean, that's Sable, apparently. It looks like Lord Alfred Hayes to me. That if you told me that was a Lord Alfred Hayes, maybe take their hair down a little bit. But if you took their hair down a little bit, told me that was Lord Alfred Hayes, I would believe you. So there we go. Attitude Era, Sable, Halloween mask. Absolutely terrifying. The final thing in the fun folder is this right here. Charlie, thank you. So we're going to listen to this, actually. This is Triple H working with Stephanie. This is for Crown Jewel. You can see all the Crown Jewel stuff. So this was for her entrance, and they were trying out something new.
And something like fire. Boom.
Like, my only concern right now is this is exactly what Penta does.
I think it's something more like...
Well, Penta was gonna do that, but
Really?
yeah, no, it was his original idea. I killed it. Yeah, it was like it works better for you. Let's try one. Bang, start to come up. That's kind of cool. What do you think, Stewie? So, and just come up a little slower, right? So when you're down here and you hear the bang for the horns to come up, instead of just like standing straight up, you just gotta envision how slow those are going in your head. So bang. Do you want to hit the fire on her name? So it's a visual cue as opposed to a audio cue? Still hit the kabang, but like, you know what I mean? There's a visual cue. Her name is the fire.
Just going to take the sound down, obviously, because of copyright, but that's the finished article. So there she was, just rising up. She might have still risen up a little bit too quickly there, and then there's the fire as her name appears. And Triple H goes, that's effing cool. So Triple H is a fan of that. He does show these behind-the-scenes conversations sometimes. I don't know that if that's going to feature anywhere. I mean, that might feature in Unreal. That's kind of thing that you would see in WWE Unreal, where you're seeing like really behind the scenes. But I thought that was really fun, really interesting. So, okay, we got a couple of community bits. Let's have a look what we got. Johnny said Grok Imagine did this, but I think Asuka is using something different and better. So let's have a look at this, shall we? So this was Grok Imagine. I'm just going to go full screen. It's really good, actually. Look at that. That's actually really good. What's my little laugh at the end? That's not my laugh, mate. Let's have a look at this one. That's actually really cool. It's really good. And look how they've made my beard all grey. AI is stunning, isn't it? AI is stunning. The way that it's kind of made me look so old. I don't know why you did that, Johnny. I don't know why you've made me look so old, but that's okay. I mean, AI, you're just having fun with it, aren't you, bud? To be honest. You're just having a bit of fun with it. I don't hold that against you, so. Yeah, very good. Very, very good. Okay, and here is Cameron said, I attended my first WWE event in Melbourne, and it was so much fun. I got to meet EO earlier at the day at Culture Kings. Then I met Kofi, Raquel, Roxanne during a VIP meet and greet. Wow, mates. Let's have a look at these images, shall we? That's great, mate, to actually stand next to the ring. That is so cool. I feel like that's something they've started doing since the pandemic. I don't even know if you could have done that before. I don't think you could. I feel like this is something the VIPs have been allowed to do since the pandemic. It's brilliant. What a great picture, bud. In the entranceway as well. Really cool. So good. What a brilliant image to have, like, you know, on the wall or... really good. There's EO with the EO stairs in the background. I think those are the steps that Bailey ran up and was jumping on her face the other day. And there we go. Look, Kofi looking moody. Raquel and Roxanne. So good. Cameron, I hope you had a great time, my friend. Those pictures are absolutely fantastic. So brilliant work, my friends. Brilliant work. Okay, let's get rid of those. And here we go. Big thank you to Aldis, but a big thank you to everyone that enjoys this video series. Don't forget, we are back tomorrow for Smackdown. So we'll be back tomorrow. I don't think we've got a stream this weekend. There's no boxing, there's no wrestling. Oh, there is AEW, but that's not something we cover. And the UFC show looks pretty small. So honestly, I don't think that's one we're going to be doing. So I'm probably going to use this weekend to really catch up with a lot of stuff. I feel like there's a lot of stuff I need to do. A lot of stuff I've fallen behind with. So there'll be unseens, though. We'll still be doing these videos, so you don't need to worry about that. So thank you to Armando, Edward, Chris, Huddle Talk, Chanel, Nails and NY, Wrestling Voids, Sweet Chin Wrestling, Cal L, Claire Webb, Silverback, and Real Wrestling Fan. Really appreciate the support. Appreciate everyone joining us. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.